Okay, the hour is now 12 o'clock p.m. So good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining another edition of TABC Talks. So a disclaimer, the following agency guidance was developed to improve internal and external communications and ensure a more consistent application of TABC statutes and rules. This guidance reflects appropriate processes, requirements, and interpretations based on the general situations presented herein. This guidance may not apply to every situation. If you have questions about how this guidance applies to your specific circumstance, please contact TABC directly. You can also interact with myself by using the chat feature located in the toolbar at the bottom of the presentation. If you have any technical issues, you can always contact the Zoom Help Center. So today's presentation will be regarding how to legally deliver alcohol to consumers in Texas. My name is Stacy Jackson. I am the Regional Audit Supervisor for the San Antonio region. Overview. So in this presentation, you'll learn about deliveries to consumers, deliveries by manufacturers, deliveries by retailers, deliveries using a consumer delivery permit, and then we'll summarize the presentation at the end. So off-site delivery to consumers, general rules. So authorized entities may sell alcoholic beverages to a consumer and deliver them directly to the consumer at another location. The selling entity may conduct the delivery itself or contract with a delivery company to make the delivery, depending on the applicable laws explained in this presentation. Delivery location must have a different physical address from the selling entity and must not be both adjacent to or under the control of the selling entity. Appropriate delivery locations are typically the recipient's private residence or place of business or that of another. Also, you'll note at the in the right-hand lower corner of each slide gives you the code sections that we're discussing. So continue with the general rules. The delivery location. Delivery must be made to a location that, again, is not licensed or permitted by TABC. A license where the sale of that type of alcoholic beverage is legal. A location in the same county, city, or town as the retailer's premise, or not further than 2 miles beyond the city limits in which the seller is located. Delivery time must be completed during the selling entity's legal hours of sale. Consumer delivery permit allows for a reasonable deviation. Off-site delivery to consumers by breweries and distilleries. This applies to breweries, manufacturers, and distillers. Holders of these types of permits may not conduct off-site deliveries under the existing Texas statutes. Neither self-deliveries nor deliveries through the holder of a carrier's permit are authorized. Off-site to deliveries by consumers of wineries. So eligibility. After making the sale, the winery they have 2 options. Option 1, contract with a delivery company that holds a carrier's permit to have the order delivered to the consumer. Option 2, deliver the wine order directly to the consumer if it holds a private carrier's permit. Order contents may include any amount of wine subject to the allowed per person limitation. So note, the winery may not deliver more than 9 gallons within a 30-day period or more than 36 gallons within a 12-month period to the same consumer. Order packaging. Alcohol must be in containers sealed by the manufacturer, no limit on the container size. The delivery person must be 18 or older. The recipient must be someone at the delivery address who is 21 or older. The delivery time should be completed during the winery's legal hours of sale, unless the delivery is completed by the holder of a carrier's permit. Off-site delivery to consumers by wine and beer retailers permits, which is a BG, a package store permit, which is a P permit, a wine-only package store, which is a Q. So eligibility, after making the sale, a BG, a P, and a Q retailers may deliver the order if it holds a consumer delivery permit. So all the sections where it talks about consumer delivery permit, those slides are later in the presentation. Get a delivery company that holds a CD permit to deliver it. Deliver the order if it also holds a local cartage permit, which is explained now. Brew pubs that also hold a BG permit are not eligible for off-site delivery. Delivery contents. No limit on the number of beers, ales, wines, and/or distilled spirits. Alcohol does not need to be accompanied by food. Order packaging for P and Q retailers. So this applies to local cartage and the CD permit deliveries for these types of permits. Alcohol must be in containers sealed by the manufacturer. No limit on the container size. Order packaging for wine and beer on-premise retailers. Alcohol may be delivered in containers sealed by the BG retailer. BG retailers may mix and sell for delivery wine and beer-based cocktails. The delivery person for a local cartage permit must be 18 or older. For the delivery person for the CD permit must be 21 or older. Delivery recipient, for the local cartage must be 21 or older and must not be intoxicated. Again, we'll talk about the delivery recipient under the CD permit slides. Delivery completion must actually deliver to the eligible recipient and cannot merely leave the alcohol at the recipient's address. Delivery times for the local cartage must be completed during the retailer's legal sale hours. And then we'll discuss delivery time for the CD permit holder on the CD permit slides. Skip one. So off-site delivery to consumers by wine and beer retailers off-premise permit, which is a BQ, retail dealers off-premise license, which is a BF, retail dealers on-premise license, which is a BE. So eligibility, after making the sale, the BQ, BF, and BE retailers may deliver the order if it holds a consumer delivery permit, get a delivery company that holds a CD permit to deliver it. This also applies to brew pubs that hold a BE license. Note the following items cover issues not directly addressed by the consumer delivery statutes. So again, we'll discuss that in the consumer delivery slides. Delivery contents, no limit on the number of beers, ales, wines, and distilled spirits. Alcohol does not need to be accompanied by food. Order packaging, BQ and BF retailers, alcohol must be in containers sealed by the manufacturer. So the BE retailer, which is the retail dealers on premise for beer, alcohol may be delivered in a container sealed by the BE retailer. BE retailers may sell for delivery mixed beer-based cocktails. Again, for the delivery person, delivery recipient, we'll talk about that in the future slides. Delivery completion must actually deliver to an eligible recipient, can't merely leave the alcohol at the recipient's address. And then also we'll discuss the delivery time for the consumer delivery permit later. Off-site delivery to consumers by mixed beverage restaurants. Eligibility, mixed beverage permit holders, MB or RM must also hold a food and beverage certificate, have permanent food service facilities at the premises. But due to the governor's March 13, 2020 disaster proclamation, or until he revokes it, so 3 delivery options. If you meet the eligibility requirements, you may deliver the order if you also hold a consumer delivery permit. Get a delivery company that holds a CD permit to deliver it. Deliver the order using your own MB or RM permit authority. This also applies to brew pubs that hold a mixed beverage permit. Delivery contents for the MB, RM, and CD permit deliveries. No limit on the number of beers, ales, wines, and or distilled spirits. Alcohol must be accompanied by an order of food that was prepared on the MB's premises. Order packaging. Alcohol must be in containers sealed by the manufacturer, not the retailer. Distilled spirits must be in containers that do not exceed 375 milliliters. No retailer mixed drinks of any kind may be delivered. Cocktail kits that the consumer mixes offsite are okay. So there is a temporary exception to the packaging requirements, and this is only allowed um, under the governor's March 13, 2020 disaster proclamation or until he revokes the statutory suspension. MB permit holders may mix distilled spirits into a drink and sell them to go and delivery orders in a retail sealed container if the container is sealed with an adhesive label that states the name of the MB permittee and has the wording of alcoholic beverage on it, and the restaurant places the retail sealed container in a bag that is sealed with a zip tie, and the mixed drink is not transported in the passenger area of the motor vehicle. The delivery person, mixed beverage restaurants still continue. The delivery person for mixed beverage RM permit deliveries must be 21 or older. The CD permit, again, we'll discuss that in later slides. Delivery recipient, MB, RM permit deliveries must be at the delivery address, 21 or older and non-intoxicated. Delivery completion. Delivery person must acknowledge the completion of the delivery on a software application, or note the delivery person must have the recipient sign a receipt. This provision is temporarily waived again under Governor Abbott's disaster proclamation, March 13, 2020, or until he revokes the statutory suspension. Delivery time, the MBRM permit deliveries must complete during retailers' legal sale hours. Offsite delivery to consumers by private clubs. This applies to private club permit holders. Holders of these types of permits may not conduct offsite deliveries under the existing Texas statutes. Offsite to delivery to consumers. This is where we'll talk about consumer delivery permits. So the authority, a consumer delivery permit can, delivery companies that have a consumer delivery permit can deliver alcohol to consumers on behalf of retailers that are eligible to hold a consumer delivery permit. Retailers can sell and deliver alcohol to consumers directly if the holder also holds one of the eligible retail license or permits. Eligible delivery companies contracts with or employs individuals for the delivery of retail goods to consumers. So here's a listing of all of the permits that qualify to hold a consumer delivery permit, which is a package store permit, wine-only package store permit, a wine and beer retailer's permit, a wine and beer retailer's off-premise permit, retail dealer's on-premise license, a retail dealer's off-premise license, a mixed beverage permit with a food and beverage certificate, and also a RM. Again, the requirements for the food and beverage certificate requirements are temporarily waived if you have a permanent kitchen facilities. Again, that only lasts through the disaster proclamation or until the governor revokes the statutory suspension. Holders of a license or permit in the manufacturing or wholesale tiers are not eligible to hold a consumer delivery permit. Delivery contents, again, refer to the type of retailer making the sale. The type of beverages that may be delivered depend on the underlying retailer that makes the sale to the consumer. Packaging, again, you'd have to refer back to the type of retailer that is making the sale. That's going to depend on the packaging requirements and the limitations. So a CD permit deliveries must be made to a person who is at least 21 years old and holds a valid driver's license. Delivery recipient, person who presents a valid proof of identity, is 21 or older and is not intoxicated and is located at the delivery address. Delivery completion, again, refer back to the retailer making the sale. Delivery time, for all CD permit deliveries, should be completed during the underlying retailer's legal sale hours. CD permit drivers may deliver outside the time if the driver receives the alcoholic beverage from the retailer during legal sale hours and completes delivery within a reasonable amount of time after leaving the retailer's premise. Incomplete delivery, for all CD permit deliveries, the driver must return the products to the retailer as soon as reasonably possible, and the driver slash delivery company cannot sell the product to another person. The retailer must document all returns or undeliverable product. Presentation summary. Most retail permits are able to deliver their products to consumers themselves or through a third party. Breweries, distilleries, and private clubs have no ability to deliver alcoholic beverages to consumers, nor can they have someone else conduct delivery on their behalf. According to the statute, only two types of permit holders may sell to go and deliver orders of alcoholic beverages that have been mixed by the retailer: wine and beer retailer's permit and retail dealer's on-premise license, which is a BE. Again, the current proclamation that is there, the March 13, 2020, has suspended the law so that certain mixed beverage permit holders may also sell their own mixed drinks to go and with delivery orders. So if you have any questions, again, you can ask through the chat feature. You can also email other ones to stakeholder@tabc.texas.gov. And if you want to make recommendations on topics, you can also email the stakeholder email box. Also, at the end of this presentation, please help us by completing a short survey. Does anybody have questions? Let's see. I don't see any. Let's see. Oh, here we go. We do have a question. Are private clubs able to offer food and beverages to pick up at the curb? That hasn't been approved as far as the waiver, the governor's waiver currently. Did everybody hear the question that was asked? Does anybody else have any questions? They're not eligible for delivery, but could they have other pickup? No. If you go revert back to the presentation, they're not eligible to do that. That wasn't approved. That's not approved for them to do that as far as private clubs go. Zip ties, can't get them. So you would have to seal it with something. There, zip ties, I don't know, is something close to zip ties that you could get to seal the bags? The person asked, so zip ties, are they just a suggestion or are they necessary? Yes, that's what it says in the waiver, is to use zip ties. I'd have to get back to you on that question if you want to leave me your information, if you can't get them. Okay, I have it, Amy. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, if there's no other questions, then I'm going to end the presentation. Thank you all for attending today. You all have a good day.